Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the L.L.P. Joint Hour. This week, I am joined with Matt from Geek Hop News, otherwise known. What other nickname do you have for yourself?
Mash, baby.
There you go, man. Thanks for joining me this week, man. Fucking promote yourself, talk shit on yourself, talk shit on me, dude. Let's have a good time. Let's have a beer. I'm gonna smoke a joint, and let's fucking see how weird we can get this conversation entertain some people. What do you think about that?
Let's get weird.
Dude, I'm all
Let's just
about
get fucking weird, dude.
let's get fucking weird. So, dude, where are you at? You're in Idaho, the land of
I am.
potatoes.
I look, I'm here against my will, all right? Nobody would willingly come to this godforsaken state. I am originally from Massachusetts and I got off the highway when they told me like at first they told me I was coming out to Idaho and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And then I got off the highway, my wife was like, "I literally want to divorce you right now." And I was like, "I want to
Dude,
divorce my damn self."
how did you? So I guess Air Force, they're called orders for a reason. You don't get to choose where you. Well, you kind of get a choice, but
Well,
they.
it's a messed up situation. So I spent 5 years in Florida, right? And then I was like, man, I want to get out of here. And so I did what was called a BOP, where I got to choose where I was going. And so I
Uh
got
huh.
to go back to New Hampshire. It was awesome. It was great. And then a year later, the Air Force is like, yeah, you're going to Holloman, which is New Mexico, or you're going to Idaho. And I was like, what?
But
Why did I leave Florida then? I would
why?
have never left Florida.
Why do I want to go to Idaho? Like,
I was like, do they exist? And everybody you tell, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to Idaho or I live in Idaho. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's a real state. Contrary to popular belief, it's a real state.
I've seen it on the map. I've drove through the tip. That's it. That's what I know of Idaho.
That's everybody. You just drive through it to get to Oregon and Washington, like the better states.
So you're in the Air Force. How long have you been in the Air Force for?
9 years, man, 9 years. And it
11 years
feels like
ago.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. And then my wife's like, no, you're going to make it so we can have that health care and that retirement. And I'm like, fuck, dude, God, I can't do nothing around here.
Let me tell you something. My buddy, I just came back from Arkansas, and my buddy, a really good friend of mine, was on the ship. He was one of my buddies I met day one when I showed up to my ship when I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
So I showed up at the Thomas S. Gates, and you want to hear about a fucked up story? I was living out in San Diego, going through C school. They walked in and they go, "Where do you want to go?" I'm like, "I don't care." And they went, "Okay, you're going to Pascagoula, Mississippi." I went, "What?"
What?
I
Where?
went,
Does that
"There's
touch
a,"
the ocean?
I went, "There's a naval station in Mississippi. It used to be a fucking trash island that they graveled in, built a bridge to, and put a fucking naval station on."
Bro, I swear like the military is good for like, oh, this sounds like a good place because every time you go to a military base, you're in like the most rundown areas. Like I spent time in Wichita Falls, Texas, and I was like, this is where people get stabbed and do meth. And
I
there's
watched
nothing else.
I watched a dude get stabbed outside of Gate 4, and like here I
Yeah,
am.
I'm telling you, right?
No, so I left for the military. Grew up. I'm a half breed. I grew up in the widest part of the United States in a flyover state. If you can find me on a map, congratulations. I live 20 minutes south of St. Louis. All right, I live in the Florida of St. Louis. That's what they dub where I live. It's fucking insane. It's a different breed. I leave. I go to Chicago. I go through boot camp. Nothing. I'm kind of floating through. 2 months after graduating boot camp, I think it's like February, we're leaving to go somewhere with a couple buddies, go to the mall. And we're walking outside Gate 4 because someone had a car. And we're like, fuck yeah, someone had a car. And man, we heard a scuffle, and I hear, fuck you, motherfucker. And I watch a dude get stabbed. I went, I am no longer living in
You know what,
Boring Town.
guys? I don't want to go to the mall
I went,
anymore.
I was just like, that just fucking happened. And then like 2 weeks later, I watch a dude get his foot chopped off by the train. Like, I got a crash course in
Jesus
life
Christ.
within like 6 months. Oh, then I had my thumb chopped off. Like, it was just a fucking crash course of a fucking weird year. And I'm like, okay, things are about getting ready really weird for me. And I got sent to fuck. I went to San Diego. That was cool. And then they sent me to Pascagoula, Mississippi. Figure that out. But no, my buddy that was on the ship with, man, he graduated. He just retired. 20 years done. And
God, that's the plan.
he's like, look at me. And he did it right. Like he did 6 years in the Navy, went recruiting. Actually, did 6 years or 8 years in the Navy, went recruiting, and then joined the National Guard and did the same job that he
Awesome.
did for recruiting until he retired.
Dude, that's what I'm trying to do in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a special position out of my normal career field. So my normal job is basically just a glorified gas attendant. We're in charge of like all the fuel for the Air Force and
Okay, so
well,
you're
I guess the entire yeah, I'm a fuels troop by
mm-hmm.
trade.
Yeah, so
And
you're a grape on an aircraft carrier. You refuel the planes and all
oh
the all that
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
100%. That's all I do. Of course, for the past, I think most of my actual career, because I happen to be good at it, I was the guy who did all the accounting and
Mhm.
controlling for it all. So like I told everybody where to go. And then I was like, man, fuck this. I need to get off the flight line. It is the worst. Like flight line in the military is like one of the worst jobs you can possibly have. You're getting fucked so hard all the time. And it's just like, I'm so tired of this. So I got a special duty right now. But recruiting's on my, I'm trying to go recruiting. I was trying to go recruiting before and they wouldn't let me because I didn't have enough time on station. So now at the end of this, in 2 years, I'm going to be like, please, for the love of God, let me go recruit. And then I'm just going to ride out the last 8 years, get a pension, and then I can just go and do whatever the fuck I
Dude,
want to.
he did just that, dude. He wrote it kind of fucked with him though. He called me. I've literally this is one of your best friends, man. You have those guys you went to boot camp, A school, or you're schooling with. You went in your first city. You still talk to
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys. Yeah, dude, that's what's the greatest thing about the service. You get this brotherhood kind of mentality, especially if you're a loner kid. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm a loner kid. I don't know about you. I'm a
Like,
loner kid.
so I joined when I was late. Even I was 21 when I joined, and I
Oh
was
no
because
shit.
I was kind of I came from, I'm originally from right outside of Boston. Like it literally takes me 15-20 minutes depending
By
on
the way,
traffic to get into the
thank you
city.
for 2019. St. Louis, the city of St. Louis thanks you for
I was at
2019.
game 7, believe it or not. I had literally just torn my ACL in a basketball game. And I was like, there's no fucking way I'm stopping. I hobbled my ass to the train station. My wife dropped me off. And then her sister was flying in that night.
Dude,
I
that's a
went to go meet
dedicated
up with a
wife,
friend. Yeah. Like she was like, fine,
bro.
just
Don't
you're not driving because you
don't
can't drive because it was
you
my right
cannot get
leg.
rid of your wife. You might have nominated her for sainthood. Now, if she's willing to drop your dumb ass off at the train station to go into town to watch Game
Yes.
7 on a fucked
And
up
then
ACL,
she picked me up in the middle of Boston. She doesn't drive in the city at all. She picked up her sister from the airport, and then I had to like walk through the cities. She got lost, and she's like, I don't know where the fuck I am right now. I'm drunk. I'm like on crutches, and like I haven't even gotten surgery at this point. I'm trying to find her. I'm pissed off because the Bruins just lost game 7. I'm mad as hell. But I finally found her and I navigated her out of the city somehow. I don't remember how I got her out of the city. Like it was magic, but oh man, what a mess. That series was just
you,
all over the place, man.
you want to know? You want to hear a fucking great flex story? I mean, this is a flex. You ever meet my wife, you'll probably high five her and praise her for this one. So I'm an asshole.
Same.
I like to say dumb shit. Clearly,
Same.
I do a podcast, so I like to say a lot of dumb shit. Game 7 against in round 2 against Dallas. So we sit on the back porch and watch the games. We sit out there. I drink, this is when I
Oh
drank a
yeah.
lot. Like when I drank, it was an 18 pack to warm up, 2 shots to Fireball to get started, and then let's party.
Yeah.
An 18 pack and 2 shots of Fireball were the nights I didn't drink. And my oldest son would tell you, he goes, "Oh yeah, he was fucked up all the time." So now we're going through the playoffs. During the playoffs in my house, my beer tab triples. Like playoffs are,
Wow. I mean, mine
dude,
does too. It calms the nerves, dude.
dude,
Like,
Cardinals playoffs, Blues playoffs, whatever it is, beer tab triples, and you drink fancy shit, so I don't can't afford your beer tab. I can't.
me see. Luckily, it's higher ABV, so you get drunker faster, and you're like, okay, we're good. But I break out the liquor. I got a nice liquor cabinet. I break
Nice.
that out.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of vodka and a lot of Jack Daniels get drunk during or drank in my house during playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we're on the back porch watching the game. Pat Maroon scores that Game 7 overtime goal that everyone's seen now. Fat Pat. So
Oh
everyone's
yeah.
celebrating on the back porch. Everyone, man, I talk trash to my wife. I'm like, you realize we're the Cubs of hockey, right? We got to play San Jose in round 3. We're gonna fuck this up. My wife turns around at me and starts yelling at me. If we fucking win, you will get that fucking Stanley Cup tattooed on your arm. I'm like, done, son, done.
Like, let's do it. Whatever.
I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, fuck, I'll get it done now. And then I'll get an X put through it when we fucking lose. That's how confident I am in this. So I think my wife has dropped it. I don't really remember too much of it. My buddies my couple of friends filled me on the next day. Like, did you apologize to your wife? Because she was pissed at you. I'm like, she's another Quaalude. She loved me in the morning. And dude, Game 7, we're at Busch Stadium. They opened up Busch Stadium, big watch party. It's raining.
Ooh,
Dude, insane. It's raining. People are in umbrellas watching the game on the Jumbotron. And we paid to get in there to do this. This is insane. There's like Scott Trade Center or now Enterprise is fucking sold out. Like the city was nuts. We win, clock down. We all celebrating. I'm making out with the dude next to me because he was good looking and my wife wouldn't at the time. No, but no, we're high five with him. My wife turned around. We're hugging. She's the huge Blue fans. I'm like, this is fucking great. I can't believe they won. She reaches in her back pocket, hands me a card, says, hey, you're going to Gateway Tattoo, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. She goes, go see Susie. She goes, go see Susie. Oh, and take your walking around money that's in your dresser drawer. Have a nice day. I went, are you fucking serious? Yeah, sure as shit. And yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Dude, she
That's
fucking
that tattoo is dope though.
Oh, dude, Susie,
sick.
Susie did a phenomenal job. My wife did a great job of designing it, and I got a $400 tattoo off a fucking dumb comment off my back porch. And my wife flexed it, dude. No. My wife flexed it, dude, in front of everybody, handing me a car in Busch Stadium. We're all celebrating. Who has the malice of forethought to think of some shit like that?
See, see, you can't let her go. Like that's the real shit right there. My wife's the same way. She would do some stuff like that. I'm like, sometimes I forget. I'm like, I don't deserve you. Like, what did I do to deserve you? Because we're out here. We're men, right? We do dumb shit. We say a lot of dumb shit, and then it's easy to get lost. And like, we really got like, if we don't do stuff like that on a whim. Like we try to. We like to think we do, but we're just dudes, right? It doesn't come to us as naturally, I guess.
You know, I'm lucky. I think about 3 steps ahead of me. If I think about Tuesday, today's what, Friday? Today's Friday, right? Yeah, today's Friday. If it's Tuesday, if I have to think about something for Tuesday, I better be writing it down, putting it in my phone. I'll forget it, and I will forget I made plans.
100%. Me too. I'm like, fuck, I forgot all about this.
My wife will tell me, hey, remember on April 3rd that you said on December 2nd that you would hang up Christmas lights and do all this so I wouldn't have to? I'll be like, no, I didn't say nothing. And she'd be like,
what you talking about? She takes like secret videos and she's got like stuff all over the place. She's like, it's right here. You signed, you dated, everything.
She has me with drunken comments. She has me with stone comments. She's got me with the
dang.
I married the devil with big tits, and she likes to fuck with me. I know what my afterlife is going to look like, and it's going to be great. Like, because my wife is fucking an angel, but she fucks with me.
That's how you know. That's how you. Yeah. That's a sign of a good marriage. I mean,
it's
you
great.
Have fun going through life, man. It's so much fun because so my brother, for instance, he'll never listen to this, so fuck it.
By the way, brother, I don't edit. By the way, I don't edit, so it's going right on YouTube afterwards. So don't say anything dumb. Well, say something dumb, but don't say anything too dumb.
No, you're totally good. Like I said, my brother lives a very boring life. Like they got a lot of money, like all that kind of stuff. But like they don't joke around like that. Like my wife, your wife, that we fuck around all the time. My brother, not at all. Like they don't do that. They don't even travel anywhere. And I'm just like, man, life must be so boring.
You guys only have sex in the missionary position, don't you?
Yo, like you don't. Like you guys, they don't even touch each other. They just like
they put the sheet.
2 kids. I don't know how, but
they put the sheet between each other and put the hole in it, so they didn't really touch and look at each other.
Hole through the side of the bed, just
like a Mennonite.
There's no chance in hell.
They have the Mennonite. What is that? The Mennonite sex? You're from up that way. It's
Mormons. Oh God, there's Mormons everywhere out here. I swear to God, like
in Idaho.
Oh, they're everywhere. Utah, Idaho. It's like Mormon central. It is.
Oh, I'm thinking of Amish. Sorry, I'm stoned. But yeah,
Mormon. Oh yeah, you're like Ohio or some shit.
Ohio and Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in the Mormon country. So like the so you got freaks that come to your door and knock on the door, the Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you get them all the time.
We don't actually get them on our door. We get a bunch of other people who try to sell you stuff, but surprisingly, no religious people. But everybody likes to still tout like you'll know when they're out in public. You'll see them. You'll know it's them.
Do they have? So you see him with like the dude with the 4 wives, and you're just like, I can't even handle one.
You 4 wives,
poor bastard.
I haven't, but like, dude, seriously, how did these guys like? Don't they just gang up and beat the shit out of you at some point? Like,
yeah, like
half of them, aren't they like held hostage or some shit?
I have no idea. Like, I don't try to. I don't want like me. I will fuck with people. I'll fuck with people about religion, but I don't mean anything bad about religion because your God's your God, and that's fine by me. But when it comes to Mormons, you do get an extra fucking with because I can't control one woman. Why in the hell would I want 2, 3, or 5? Like
it's like those people who they go out there and it comes out like this guy had 4 families. He was living in this house part time, and then he'd like go on a business trip and he'd live with this family part time. And it's like, bro, I
Like
don't even have the energy to like do half the shit in my house. I gotta cut my grass, and I don't even have the energy for that. And you're out here like, what the hell?
setting up franchise and families. You know what I
Right?
mean?
It's like, who has the energy for
I
this?
have no idea. Like, I would love to know. Like, I would love to find like a dude, like an actual talk to, and like talk to an actual Mormon and be like, how? How do you have the energy to not have one? Like, my wife wears me out. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
having another one and then
Do you just have
another
like
one.
constant orgies, or do you have like a dedicated Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Like, how
I
does
don't
that
know,
work
man. Do
too?
you like, yeah, how does this work? Like, there's a ton of questions that need to be answered here that I would love to have answered about this. Like, the dude
Yeah,
wanted to come on
it's
camera. I would love to have these kind of like, what's your life? Like, I've seen Big Love. I've seen the show on HBO. Clearly, it's probably nothing like that. And what's that other one? My Sister Wives? Is that the
there's
TLC
something like
trash
that. Yeah, I was
show?
gonna say there's some TLC one or something like that. I
Hold
don't
on.
watch any of that shit, but
Oh,
like,
I have a 23. I have a 22-year-old son. His 23-year-old girlfriend stays here part time, and
she
she
watches
watches
all
that.
that shit.
Oh, she watches the trash TV, man.
My wife watches UK Love Island and shit like that, or The Bachelor and everything. So thank God we haven't gotten to that part of the trash television yet.
My wife watches nothing but serial killer shows and horror movies. Ask me how I'm going to
Jesus,
die.
to keep you. Yeah, I mean, she's just like she looks over at you, and you just look at her, and it's just that common. Yeah, you see this? I know exactly.
Dude, I've sat in the kitchen in my island eating dinner, and I got a chill down my back. I'm like, that's fucking weird. And she's just like,
She's
and
hiding
starts
ever.
fucking. It's just
She's around the corner with a knife.
no. I've seen her like I like turn around, she's staring at me, just rubbing her hands, laughing. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? She's like, nothing. Just know
It's like,
one day,
yeah, you're watching those shows, and she's like, just know if you ever have more than one family, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and there's gonna be nowhere they find you.
dude. My wife will end me if she. Oh, she. I joked. She's in Memphis. She's actually on her way back from Memphis as we're speaking right now. And my son's girlfriend was sitting on the couch that's behind me. She was
Mhm.
laying there, and the dog was laying on her head, and I took a picture of it. And she's like, "Oh, is that K underneath the dog?" I'm like, "No, that's the hooker I bought." My son's sitting behind me, and he's fucking dying laughing because I'm like, "This is what I'm telling your mom," and he's like, "She's gonna beat the fuck out of you, and it's gonna be great."
You're gonna get
Oh,
almost
dude, it
murdered.
wasn't even. I hit send, and I guess she had her phone in her hand, and my phone rang, and she's like, "So, hooker?" I'm like, it's K. It's literally K right there. She goes, oh,
they're
"Okay."
they're literally sitting right here.
They're
Like I
like,
could.
they're right here. And dude, my son's laughing. She's like, "All right." And she goes like, "I'm just checking," clicking on the phone. I'm like, she scares me.
You're like, Jesus. It's like
She's oh, dude,
Jesus.
that's the one thing she don't fuck around with. And I don't blame her. I don't blame
Yeah,
her one
for
bit. That's
sure.
fucking ignorant shit.
Yeah, then like, oh man, I can't even like again, I can't even run like 2 social media accounts. And these guys
Yeah.
are out here like
Oh, these guys are just out there slinging dick and having 6 girlfriends. And I'm just like,
I'm
you're
exhausted.
exhausting, dude. Like,
I'm tired just reading your story,
yeah.
man.
I went on a 3 mile walk today, and now I can't walk tomorrow because my knee's swollen. I don't know how you're fucking throwing so much hip, big guy.
Yo, right? Like no shit. Oh my god. I swear to God, man. I play like one day of basketball and I'm like the same. It's like, oh fuck, I'm sore. I'm sore. And then it's I just don't know.
Hey,
And how is nobody suspicious of this?
do, do me a favor. Since you're still in, make sure everything's documented for year in the service. So when you get out,
Oh, I go to the doctors all the time. I'm like,
oh,
yo, I got this going on. I
like
got
I don't
this
care if
going
it's for a
on.
hangnail. Make sure it's documented. Because if
I'm
you're an
trying
idiot
to
like me, like I'll just walk it off, I'll be fine. And now I can't walk, and I have to go to the VA. They're like, we're gonna
the
have to fight
VA's
for
just
this
the
one.
biggest piece of shit ever.
Dude, I had to die. I just started my claim, did my claim, and went and see my first doctor appointment. I was supposed to get 8 X-rays. She ordered an additional 40, or like 20.
Jesus
She actually, I
Christ.
think it was an additional 20. I think it was like an additional 20, but she had ordered an additional 20 like 20 something X-rays. It was like, put his knee in this position, put his knee in that position, put his like here. She goes, "Hey, congratulations, big guy." I'm like, "What's that?" She goes, "You're the idiot who bends but doesn't break." She goes, "Your body's riddled with arthritis." She goes, "Good luck." She goes, "Enjoy the pain." She goes, "That's all we're going to do is learn the pain management for you now."
You're like,
Awesome.
fuck, thanks. I
I
still have
went,
all my life ahead of me. Like, fuck.
I went, "Oh, great." I'm like, "So I have another 40 plus years of this. This is going to be great.
And
Can't
it's
wait.
only gonna get worse as you get older in like the winters, and you're just
Yeah.
like, fuck this, dude.
Oh, Arizona, here I come, man. I got to move. I like West Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. I got to go to the dry desert, man. I
Where
can't
it's
do this
hot
now.
all the time.
Where it's hot. My wife
Dude,
is going
I
to
swear, man. Oh,
do.
I'm gonna be the same. Like, there's no way.
Dude, it just sucks, man. It really does suck. It sucks getting old. Thank God for this magical little shit. Thank God my wife started making me do that again.
Yeah.
That was
I
a
mean, God
great.
forbid we make it federally legalized, and everybody wants to just, oh, if you do one marijuanas, you're gonna be going down this path. And it's like, no, dude, I fucking hurt and it
So,
helps me.
no, let me tell you something. It allows me to get up in the morning, go for a 3-mile walk, come home, sit here at this computer, focus in on what I need to get done, go out, maybe do a little side hustle in DoorDash, come home, smoke another joint, record a podcast, and then still be able to watch the baseball game and not want to put a bullet in my head at the end of the day. That's what it does for me.
Exactly. And it's just like all these old ass people are like, oh my God, you did what? But it's like, dude, all your kids are right now at like Harvard and Yale. And they're doing fucking cocaine and gauze, and whatever else they're doing out
Don't
there.
like I was talking to like my parents are old school. Like I smoked weed in high school and then I stopped because I was in the service and then weed wasn't my thing. I'd rather just drink. That was my
Yeah.
thing. But then I turned 35 or 38 and threw my back out again and was 352 pounds and realized, well, I don't really eat. I don't know how I'm gaining weight. Oh, maybe it's the case of beer I'm drinking a day. you know,
Yeah.
and, dude, and I'm like, oh, I need to lose weight. I need to stop drinking, and luckily I threw my back out during the middle of a pandemic and my in-laws who are fucking dirty hippies were like, hey man, don't go to the hospital. You're going to get COVID and you're going to die. I'm like,
Just take this.
they're like, we got you. And my father-in-law drove to my house, put a couple joints in our mailbox and drove home. I went, that's fucking legit, man. I got the greatest in-laws ever, man.
Dude, that is seriously legit. Because my in-laws would never. They are not the kind of
oh, my in-laws were like, don't make it a habit or don't make it the number one priority, but make it a habit. I went, okay. Like a week later, my wife came out and she was like, we need to talk. And it's never good when your wife opens a statement with,
they say we need to talk. You start thinking back 6 years ago to that one thing you said. You're like, what did I do?
Everything. You think about every argument, everything, dude, and you're in panic mode, like sweating, just fuck. Yeah. Bro, she was like, so me and the kids talked. Mind you, my kids are now, so this is last year, so 21, 17, and 15. We had a family meeting without you. I went, okay. We like high John instead of drunk John. So we would like for you to stay high more often. Here you go. I bought you a quarter bag and dropped it on the table and went, well, I guess I'll go get my medical marijuana card. And that's what I did.
Dude, hell yeah. I mean,
dude,
that's perfect though. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. But
there's so many benefits to it though. I mean, not just for pain, but like anxiety, all that stuff. There's a ton of benefits. Whereas alcohol like makes you fat, but then you have all these people that are just like violent. Like, how many people got high and beat the shit out of their girlfriend?
Well, besides maybe the guy on PCP, but no. How many people smoked a weed and punched a girlfriend in the face?
I mean, all right,
yeah.
How many people out here smoking weed and then going out and like doing all this dumb shit, killing people?
You know what happens when a dude's high and he gets pissed off? He screams for like 10 seconds, gets fucking pissed off, walks away, and he goes smokes another joint because you just ruined his fucking high and he wants to be high again. So he goes smokes another joint and goes, was it really that ignorant for me to get that? And thinks about it. He goes, well, should I really got that fucking pissed off about what just happened? And in the scheme of the things, was it fucking worth it? And then you go, well, yeah, but maybe I should have got, you never want to be pissed off, obviously, because you always lose an argument or you always do something dumb. And then when you're fucking high, you fucking get happy. You're like, all right, let's attack this way. And you think of a better way. And it makes you a better parent, better partner, fucking better person, if you ask me.
Honestly, I agree. Yeah. There's just so many benefits to it. And it's just like,
and
if I could stop drinking today, like to go smoke, like if that's what I had the choice, do you want to smoke the rest of your life or do you want to drink? I would quit. I would never have another sip of alcohol ever again.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still like having a beer here and there. I still like if you ever make it to St. Louis, there's a place that we're going to sit for hours on end. Like we got to find we got to find someone with a black card. Actually get the government card. I know which one that is. That's unlimited. And they don't yell at you when you rack up a big bar tab. Oops. Thanks, United States taxpayers. Huge bar tab. We racked up like $600-700 bar tab on it one time.
Woo.
It was a good. That was a good one. Um, yeah, dude. There's a place called International Tap House. Fucking great. Got every beer
Yeah.
known to man.
I mean, of course, it's always nice having a beer. I drink
Yeah.
like nowadays. I mean, I drink for the taste. That's yeah, we have a podcast about beer, but I'll be honest, I mostly just drink for the taste. I don't even get like drunk anymore. There's once in a while, like July 4th, wasted. When I have like a friend come into town and I'm not around my kids, I'll get wasted. But nine
Yeah.
times out of 10, man, it's like 1 or 2 beers. Like I drink no more than probably like 4 beers a week.
Oh, really?
And I don't drink all that much. I just don't. I mean, number
Huh?
one, I play sports and things of that
Yeah.
nature, and I still am in the military, so I can't be getting fat. And just number two, yeah, I just don't. So I try to really limit it and be conscious.
Nice.
But if I could just sit down and eat a brownie and chill out, watch some cartoons at the end of the day, like that's my fucking dream right
Sign
there.
me up. And wait, I'm already
Oh,
signed up, dude. It's
yeah.
and dude, I was the man. I played the old guy. I was the old guy at the head shops. I was the old guy at the dispensary talking to some 19, 20-year-old kid looking at me like I had one little girl. She's like 21 years old. Could have been my daughter. She was like,
Yeah.
well, sir, back in your day, I went, oh, I want to fucking strangle you by your fucking neck. I'm like, what do you mean back in my day? She was like, yeah, like 20 years ago. I went,
Huh?
oh, boy, you're really fucking sick of that knife and fucking twisting, aren't you there, kiddo? Like, god
Yeah,
damn.
no kid, like Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, it's like God. But I was an old guy asking a question. I'm like, what's this? What's that? And then my son walks in and goes, you know, I smoke weed. Why didn't you just ask me? I'm like, well, it's a little weird for
I
me
can't
to be
just walk up to my kid and be like, "Hey, man,
asking you. And my wife is just like, I don't know why you just didn't ask him. I'm like, I don't know why either. I'm like, he's a smart kid. I'm like, we talk about
well,
fucking drugs all the time, anyways. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal.
I was gonna say it's one of those things that like you think back though to your childhood. Like my parents, they would have beat my ass if I got caught smoking weed, but now they're growing the stuff.
Oh,
So it's just like that.
are your parents
It's a
really
huge.
growers?
I mean,
That's awesome.
they're in Massachusetts, so it's legalized kind of there. They don't grow it to sell it or anything like that.
They're
They
growing it
just
for personal
have
use. Dude, I'm
yeah,
not.
they just
I'm jealous. I would love to be able to grow. My wife won't allow me to grow it.
yeah. So they have their own, but it's like back when I was a teenager, they're like they kicked my brother out of the house for even doing chewing tobacco, and now they're out here fucking growing weed, and my sister smokes and stuff like that because she has she went to the hospital because she had anorexia, bulimia, all that kind of stuff, and
Uh-huh.
they prescribed her marijuana to really help her get her appetite back
Yeah.
up, and it's just so funny the dynamics because you never
It,
talk to your parents about these things, but now
no,
it's like it's accepted almost.
like we had a graduation party. My son graduated nursing school or college this year. My daughter graduated high school. And
Nice.
my parents know I smoke weed or know I have my medical marijuana card. They know I have it. I
Yeah.
told them I wouldn't got it. I'm like, I'm fucking 40. I live in my house. They're going to show up. They're going to see me smoking a joint and they're going to probably freak out. I'm like, so I was like, hey, so I was courteous
It
when they were
is.
here. When they were here, I was courteous. I fucking took my joint. I went and sat in my swing on the back porch or in the backyard and smoked a joint. My what? Like 2 weeks later, I'm at my parents' house. My mom's like, we need to talk. Like my dad left the room and my mom did the mom move when she grabs your hand, like the serious conversation. Hey,
Are you okay?
we need to have a conversation. I'm like, what's up, mom? She goes, when you're gonna smoke that stuff, you probably shouldn't do it in front of your kids, and you should probably go down in the garage or something so no one can see you. I went, hey, mom, my kids also smoke because we talk about it. I'm okay with it as long as they're safe and at my house or at the house. I'm like, because
Yeah.
the two who do it are old enough. You know what I mean? My youngest accidentally drugged himself and was like, I fucking enjoyed the shit out of that. I'm like, we were gonna wait a minute. We'll talk about that. And he goes, and I'm like, and she goes, well, I'm like, mom, you seen me shit house wasted? I'm like, and you seen me smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day for 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the difference now? And she went, well, I guess there's really not. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I used to I was down booze. That was okay. I used to chain smoke cigarettes. That was okay. You see me smoking a joint and start laughing in my backyard. That's a problem. My mom went,
Yeah. And it's
and my mom's 75, and she went, all right, I get it. She goes, okay. She goes, I never thought about that. She was never put in perspective that way. I went, all right, mom, cool. It was great.
Yeah.
So
And that's what we need to do is like have these conversations because I had a friend whose parents so they like they demonized drugs, alcohol, all that stuff. Like it was just so demonized. And the second she went to college, she first tasted alcohol. She lost her mind. She went down like a really dark path, things of
mhm.
that nature. And it's like we need to talk about these things.
Yeah.
It's sex, drugs, alcohol, all
Oh,
that kind of stuff. Like it does more harm than good to like make it
ignore it.
this big stigma and ignore it because then your kids are going to go find out one way or the other.
Mhm.
Like they're gonna go, especially as they get more curious and older. And I'd rather them have these talks with me or my wife or whomever to understand it and like, hey, we're not gonna be mad. Let's just make sure you're being safe about all this shit so that way you don't get hurt.
Oh yeah, I in the best way, in like I don't say it's the best way. And my kid call my youngest is literally laying in bed with his how my partner. I would go with that because it's see, and this is how I tiptoe around these things. Like he's dating a girl who wants to be it identified as he. So I just go with partner, and I go know how
Yeah.
else to extract. And I'm like, hey kiddo, I'll call you Captain Kirk over the internet. Whatever you want, just be happy. And
Yeah. As long as you're
yeah,
you're happy
yeah,
living your life. Like it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm like I can lay. I'm like, but anyways, my youngest is literally laying in bed right now watching a movie with his partner, chilling out because they're both off today. You know,
Yeah.
I could literally call him downstairs right now, and I'm like, and this is how we kind of when we talk about everything. I'd be like, hey man, what did I tell you? I'll be like, what did I text you Wednesday when you and Allie went to the movies? When you and your partner went to the movies, and he went, no sex, just hand stuff. And that's what I text him. I'm like, hey man, you're gonna be late. I'm gonna be sleeping when you get home. No sex, just hand stuff. Be safe. And that's all I talk. And then you know, and that thoughts is always
Yeah.
in their mind. And he goes, and my oldest will tell you, he goes, dude, he goes, because you make these jokes, he goes, they stuck with me. He goes, I can tell you when you said this, and it made me think about when I was in this situation. And he goes, you because you joked
Yeah.
about it. I went, yeah, maybe because I'm open about it. Let's be open about these conversations. Have these conversations. Are they going to be rough? Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Tear,
Everything's gonna be uncomfortable
yeah.
at some point.
Will there be tears shed? Maybe. But man, make it your. But this too shall pass. And you know what taught me that? Shrooms.
Oh.
Man, oh yeah, I'm a huge advocate for people with PTSD, people that are battling depression, microdose with shrooms. I'm a huge. I'll be a.
Haven't they? Isn't there like some sort of study that they were actually doing with like veterans with PTSD and shrooms and
Oh
things like
yeah,
that?
there's a couple. So what they're kind of doing, and it's kind of fucked up how like I would say they're doing it. And if I'm reading, and if I read it correctly, don't quote me. I'm an idiot, and my reading comprehension is the fucking worst. I have to read things 5 times to make sure I understand it.
Sure.
It's my learning disability. It's my fault. It's not my. It's my deal. But they're doing what they call like micro studies, like not micro. I'm going to use micro a lot. They're doing small case studies in different areas instead of one overall case study, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So,
it does.
but
Yeah, yeah.
and there also did it with a couple other things, but a lot of these when they do it this way, it's easy for them to dismiss it because you can have 100 people here, 100 people there, and but it's different doctors talking, so everything can be translated differently.
Right.
So they kind of dismiss these studies a little bit easier, but a lot of people are like, actually, these studies work because you're getting a better collaborative
I was
big
gonna say
word.
like all these different doctors, if they're starting to find the same
Yeah,
thing, like there's a common
yeah.
denominator
hmm
there.
So, but what they're doing is these little studies, and they're all talking about it, and everyone who's doing it, this what is it? James Friedman. He's a psychiatrist. Is it Friedman? Uh,
I think I heard it. I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
he did a he would tell he's a psychiatrist. He was like, yeah, if people who microdose, you find what microdose, which usually about a half a gram every 3 days. You take a half a gram of shrooms, through fluorescent mushrooms, and he goes, and it works for you. Excuse me. And anybody who does that anywhere between 30 and 90 days ends up giving it up in the first place and has
Yeah.
given up their addiction or their have come and overcome of addiction, overcome their fear, whatever was troubling them, they have overcome it, and they've battled the depression within 30 to 90 days. That these people are coming out of this, and they were giving it up on their own because they know it wasn't that big deal in the first place, and that the life is going to go on, and they're happier and they're better off, and they keep going with it. And it's an amazing study that this guy has done. And then there's a couple of YouTube videos of guys who people have actually done it and documented their journey through it. And most of them have given up shrooms within 30 to 90 days. One dude was like 80 days. One dude was like 75. But they're just like, I just don't need them anymore. And I don't need sugar. One guy was like, I don't need sugar anymore. And he lost like 20 or 30 pounds because he gave up sugar. Sugar was his crutch. Sugar that was that addiction. That was his thing that he needed. But but now he doesn't need it no more. You know, and it was like, and that's how he kind of game up on it. And he goes, I feel healthy. I'm happier. My body, and I'm not depressed. I don't need that sugar. I don't need that addiction no more. And it's and that all came from mushrooms. Come doing shrooms, doing a micro dose of shrooms. It's 1 day on, two, like you do one every 3 days. So you do one first day you eat, 2 you're still pretty chill because of it, 3 you reflect, and you do it on the 4th day, and so on and so forth. And usually within 30 to 90 days, people give them up.
See, all that is, I feel like we should be putting money into stuff like that, like research, things of that nature, because there's a lot there. But then again, people don't actually care about, like troops, things of that nature. And they just, drugs, and they're making money off of stigmatizing drugs and throwing people in jail because of drugs. And it just goes down that rabbit hole. So
you can start branching off to like, what happens opiate, we have a huge opiate problem. And
time.
Okay, you can run a play. You want to go down a conspiracy rabbit hole real quick, dude? I could fucking play one for you, and you go like, "Oh my god!" And then you'll fucking email or text message me or email me going, "Thanks, man. I've been up for 4 fucking days going down this fucking rabbit hole." So who
that Charlie meme where he's just like pointing,
dude, he's like this. Just,
he's so who, like all over the place.
Yeah.
Like
So who Rick Ross is? You know the story of Rick Ross?
Oh yeah.
The drug lord, like because the CIA was fucking letting this guy sell drugs so they could funnel money to South America.
Yep.
Right. So they were bringing the drugs in from South America to funnel the money to South America for guns and overthrow government.
Bring it all in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's the number one crop in Afghanistan?
It's opiates.
Okay. Yeah. So it's fucking poppy, which makes opiate.
Yeah, they make heroin, all that kind of shit.
What are we going through right now? An epidemic of heroin. So they ran the same playbook. No one just called it. No one's just pointing it out because no one can figure out where the paper trail goes yet. I guarantee you're going to see this. All right. So now we're getting over that because states were like, we're tired of dealing with these opiates. And we're like, we're just going to legalize marijuana. So people started legalizing marijuana, and the opiates crisis started to go down a little bit in other states. All right. What's a great way to, how are these people going to make money again? These pharmacies. Well, you got to come up with another fucking disease.
Yeah,
you can fucking it's crazy.
Like conspiracies. Like I'm not one to believe every conspiracy. There are obviously bigger ones that I believe in. I like to read them, but some of them are still fascinating. Even the ones that are just so far left, like what? You're reading.
I think it's fucking funny that they ran, but the one I was more concerned about was the opiate one. How they literally ran the same playbook with Rick Ross with heroin. They just replaced cocaine with heroin, and they ran the same playbook, and no one caught it, or no one's talking about it.
Or like we talk about it for 5 minutes, and then it's like, well, we can't do anything anyways, and then people just stop talking.
Dude. Yeah. It's like, well,
it's just like,
Jesus
Christ. No wonder they keep getting away with it.
Chrissy Teigen's bullying some fucking idiot on Twitter again. And it just like, that's how they dangle it. They're like, all right, the government got caught selling heroin. You're like, what do you mean the government got caught selling heroin?
Wait, what? And they're like, but did you see Chrissy Teigen called somebody gay?
Yeah, can you see this?
What?
This person is a xenophobe. And you're like, hey, we need to go back. No, we don't. And they just keep going.
Yeah, they're like, no. This thing on Twitter blew up. Did you hear LeBron James? He said this, and you're just like, what the fuck, dude? And it just, it's
crazy, man.
We keep letting him do it. We just keep letting him do it.
There's not, you know what we can do? We can talk trash on it, drink a beer, and smoke a joint. That's all we got right now. That's literally all we have left. It's literally all we have left, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It-
it's just why I just try to, live
it's,
life. Just
dude,
try to live the life because
but
it's just,
that's all you can do. That's what I think we can do. I think we can talk shit about it.
without a doubt, I make jokes, talk shit. I get yelled at work because honestly, so I'm obviously the youngest one at my job, and I work with a bunch of like older civilians, and I have like the darkest humor. So
Oh, dude, you're fine.
suicide isn't funny, but like I joke about killing myself when things get bad, like just jokes
Listen,
like that because
I used
that's
to joke.
people my
Okay,
age do.
yeah, I used to joke about it all the time until last year when I almost did it. And I went, oh, no, I can't joke about shit like that no more because now I'm like on that edge where people are like, well,
That's
I went,
fair.
and
Well,
then no, you're fine though.
there was a point though
Hey man,
like,
I was joking about it to make me feel better. Keep going. That's my dark humor.
no, I get it 100%. I was gonna say like there was a point where I almost did it myself,
Oh
and
no,
that's how I cope. Like that's how I cope with shit. It's just like
yeah.
fucking I make jokes and they are really dark at times, and like that's just my coping or whatever. And then but these people are like, you can't be saying that, things of that nature. And I'm like,
Um,
all right, but like
I
that's
can
just how I'm gonna get through this shitty situation right now because nothing else
like
is helping.
what do you want me to do? Like, I can sit here and get pissed off and angry. I mean, or I can go crack this joke, go G Jolly Whitaker shucks, and just move on.
I
Let's.
just see like the funny stupidness of it. Yeah. And it's just like, all right, we're fine now.
Oh, dude. If you can't find the sixth sense of humor in fucking life, then what is the point of being here? Be honest,
You got
there.
well, like you got to find like so like last week or 2 weeks ago now, I was getting a new dishwasher and somehow a water line popped and my kitchen flooded. That shit, I was running around like that shit was a
Is this
mess.
when I told you you had to sell a picture of your feet on OnlyFans?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
oh,
And
bro.
my wife, she's freaking out. My kitchen's flooded. I'm pretty sure my floors are kind of fucked right now, but like it's not fucked to the point where I gotta do something about it. Like they're
Mhm.
still great. And I was just like, I wasn't thinking I was about to just rip the dishwasher, like it's hardwired in. Well, my dumbass was about to just like rip it out because I was just like, fuck, I gotta get this thing out of here. And then the one guy was like, dude, you're gonna kill us. And I was like, look, I've been trying to do this for years now. He was like,
Like,
what the fuck? I was like, sorry, man. And then I walk into my wife afterwards and I was like, so you want to start an OnlyFans account so we can fix our floors? And but it made the mood light. Like after
yeah.
that, we were just like, we just laughed
Huh.
about it because you're like, only us. Like, how fucking
Like,
ridiculous is this?
yeah, no, yeah. You almost like you have to joke and shit like that.
You're just like,
Like, uh,
it's
so I had a tree branch. Fucking. So we had a bad storm roll through here. Actually, about the same time your floor went out. I had this
yeah.
tree in my backyard that I'm praying one day will fall on me in my sleep because it's that big and it hangs over my pool, and my family will not allow me to chop it the fuck down.
Oh my god.
So I have to prune this thing every year, and it grows faster than my fucking grass. I don't know what kind of tree it is or whatever super fucking soil is, whatever nuclear waste that I'm living on top of is making this thing fucking weird, man.
This tree hears you talking shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So every year I gotta prune it. My neighbor burns it. Like, you should see the pile of shit. Anyways, so I had this fucking branch fall off, almost take out the pool. This branch is
You
probably.
just got that pool put in, or no? You
I
didn't
just
just
got
get
it
it put in,
all
right?
fucking fixed up. I just got it all taken
That's what I was
care
saying. I
of.
knew
I
you
just
had just
got
got
it
it like
all
fixed up
done.
and shit. Yeah.
Just got it done. So this tree branch, which is probably double the width of this notebook in diameter, fell out because of the wind. It snapped. I was so mad. I was just storming through the fucking house. My wife's like looking at me. She goes, "What?" I'm like, "I am getting a rope. I'm climbing this fucking tree. I'm gonna hang myself from fucking it." I'm like, then after that, chop this fucking thing down. I was so fucking mad. So my wife is like, I come up with a rope. She goes, "Listen, it's not that fucking bad." I'm like, "I'm not fucking hanging myself. I gotta get the fucking
The
this thing for
branch is
this
literally right there. I
branch.
gotta get the branch
I
down.
gotta get the fucking branch that's dangling over the fucking pool to make sure it doesn't fall into the pool right now." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Ah, dang." She's like, "I thought you were really gonna go fucking hang yourself." I'm like, "No."
Well, I'm still considering it, but
I'm like,
no.
"Yeah, the thought has crossed my mind."
I'm tired of this dealing with this fucking tree that you won't let me
Oh,
come down. So it's either I hang myself or you let me take this goddamn tree down.
exactly. I want to get rid of the fucking tree. And then I have the botanist who's the nurse and my son who loves every plant. He loves plants more than he loves people, you know? And he's like, "You can't cut the tree out." Colton, shut the I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Well,
I'll
the
fucking
tree
rehome
in
the
the
tree.
I'm
I don't
like,
know.
"Listen, Mother Earth has more trees. It is fine." I'm like, "It's good." He goes, "But We won't have a tree in the backyard. I fuck you in this tree, man. I'm gonna fucking hang you from the tree first, and then I'll shut the fucking thing down.
Like, god damn, like I'm gonna go hang myself from the tree and hope it just roots right out. And then I
But
got two problems.
and that way, I you know
Guess
what?
what?
Then I become
I'm
one of
done
the
with it.
tree. I'm gonna haunt this tree until it
Exactly.
dies. Just fucking get this
God.
fucking evil spirit out of me. I'll fucking choke that
Oh
fucking
my.
this
Just
tree.
let me do it, or you're gonna go out and prune this shit because I can't do this anymore.
Oh, listen. And I said that too. And I've watched my wife operate equipment before. I wouldn't trust her to operate a flathead screwdriver without her. This is the lady who had to get 8 stitches because of a butter knife.
Damn, that must have
Yeah.
been a hell of a cut.
This ding dong was, the frozen patties,
Yeah.
like hamburger patties, was making those one time. This is before we were married, and sliced her finger, separating them with a butter knife. I went,
Oh
that's
boy.
a good one, kiddo.
Great job.
I'm like, well, you are Polish, so there is that going for you.
Oh my god.
It's okay. She's my wife. I can say that.
See, my wife's actually pretty handy. I got lucky there. I'm like not the handy one. I end up somehow cutting myself all the time, and I don't even mean to. I'll be chopping something up. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm bleeding everywhere. How did that happen?
No, me, I'm the fucking asshole who walks. I don't get like, I will get hit by a truck and come out unscathed. They're like, holy cow, how did you do that? I don't know. And then I'll be the guy who be walking to up my pool and slip. And then all of a sudden my foot is facing the wrong way. And because my knee is completely just blown out or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But literally that's how I let's see. I think that's how I tore my ACL the first time. I didn't tear my ACL, but I partially tore it. Was literally walking.
It's that. See, I do the same shit though. Like my injuries are all stupid injuries. It's like, how ridiculous is this? Like I trip over my own feet, roll my ankle, it's sprained for like weeks. I broke my arm tripping over my feet once. It's just like, what the fuck? And then I take like some hits, and I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah. What? You got hit in the head with a ball bat and didn't fucking get a concussion? Nah.
I know, I'm totally good. And then
I'm
it's
fine.
like I sneeze and my fucking spine snaps in half.
I look like a question mark for
I'm
6
toast.
weeks. Way to go, Gumby.
Dude. Like, I'm done.
Like, what do you do from there, man? What are you doing?
Honestly, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't understand the science behind it.
I don't get it either, man. So, dude, so you're a basketball guy.
I am.
I'm not a basketball guy. Not an NBA fan. And here's why.
Well, I'm like slightly. I'm more of a player NBA fan. I wouldn't say I'm an NBA fan. It's NHL and NFL mostly for me.
Really?
I just happen to be good at the sport. Just because I'm tall and I just happen to be good at the sport.
You're just tall. You're just really good at it. Dude, because I was gonna tell because I thought you were a fan of, man. Because this man, I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan after LeBron James did the decision. Is that what he called it on ESPN when he said he was going to Miami?
The decision. And I am a fan. I will say I am a fan, but I'm like a big time NHL and NFL. But that after that decision, Jesus, taking my talents to South Beach.
I stopped. That's why I stopped. Yeah, but man, I paid attention to this NBA Finals because of Booker and Giannis.
Yeah, dude, this was
those guys might bring me back to watching again.
It was entertaining, dude.
It was super entertaining, man.
I'll be honest, like I kind of faded away and just was a casual watcher, but over the last couple of seasons, I really fell in love with Giannis, and now I'm just like, dude, I love the Bucks. I love watching them. I'm more of like obviously hometown Celtics fan, but I'm more of a fan of players.
Well, you got Tatum on there.
Tatum's disgusting, but I am more of a fan of just players in general. And so Giannis and Booker, and I was happy. I was rooting for the Bucks the whole time, and so I'm glad that they won. And yeah, dude, it's a good time to be an NBA fan because I think it's starting to change a little bit for the better.
And the less that LeBron is on ESPN, the better.
He's gonna be. I think he's only got a few years left before he retires, anyways.
I mean, I'm actually surprised that I bet Chris here. I'll make it. I'll call. Let me rub my crystal ball of not knowing about the NBA. I say Chris Paul. He's a free agent now. I bet he ends up in Los Angeles with LeBron. Goes for a title.
Funny. he was supposed to be on the Lakers like 5 years ago, but then the
Yeah.
NBA blocked it because they
Yeah.
didn't want a super team. Now everybody has a super team.
Yup. Except for Milwaukee, and Giannis is doing it the hard way. Look what just happened.
He is. He is. So I fucking hate the Nets. I hate Kevin Durant. I hate James Harden, and I hate Kyrie Irving. So I'm glad. And LeBron, I love LeBron the person, but I hate LeBron the basketball player. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I hate like LeBron. Just I think there's too much. Like LeBron has oversaturated himself. I think if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
But I think it, and I don't think it was his fault. I think ESPN
well,
did
they
it,
needed
and
somebody to
then
latch onto.
I think ESPN did it, and then he believed the headlines. And when
Oh,
you
without
believe
a
the
doubt, it's hard not
headlines,
to buy into your
and
hype.
it's any man will do it. That's a pitfall that anybody can fall into. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan.
everybody kind of does because like look at
Yeah, hey man,
it's
hold on for 1 second, real quick. Done.
yep.
All right, sorry about that, man. Kid you had to be a dad for a minute. I'm not good at it.
I
I
just
told you.
I can
I
hear
told you.
my kids out there like running around beating the shit out of each other, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I told you, man. I'm not good at this dad thing, and anyways.
Look, nobody is ever truly like perfect at it, but everybody, for the most part, unless you're my dad who sucked, I can tell you who sucked, but you clearly have a good relationship with your kids, and that's all that matters. Is like just be human with
Oh yeah,
them, and they'll
that's
love you. That's all you got to do. Just show you care.
yeah. That's why I tell everyone. And I'm like, dude, it's not being a parent is
It's
not
not
hard. I'm like, I think the hardest part with being a parent is most people don't know how to get out of their own way. They have to.
Yeah. You gotta like I'm very big on like making my kids learn for themselves. Yeah, they're 5 and 2, but like my 2-year-old dresses herself. She's been potty trained. Like
Yeah,
we're very big on like the independence, but we're there to help them at the same time. But you gotta have that balance and just
and
sit
that's
down with
the
them once in a while. Tell them you love them.
yeah. Just take 30 minutes out of your day and hang out with your kid, and that goes a longer
Yeah,
way than anything. Anyway, and I think that's the hard, and that's hard for I think most people to do is just to put that 30 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour aside, where they talk to their
that's true.
kid and they talk to their kid and actually just talk to your kid for that 20-30 minutes. Just have that 30-minute conversation. Hey man, how was your
Yeah.
day? Tell me about
How are
your
you
day.
feeling? Like, what
You
was the
know,
best part of your day? Shit like that. It's
just
easy.
simple. And
That's all you gotta do.
that's it. And people fuck it up more than anything. And then it's just astonishing. That's what astonished me about this world and how we fuck up everything.
We literally can't do anything right.
We can't do anything right as a human race.
No, not at all. It's just like you can gift it to us on like the easiest, biggest silver platter, but we're gonna find a way to fuck it up, without a doubt. Just like the rich dudes going to space right now, where the rest of us just fuck off and we can't do anything.
Hey, you know how I go to space.
Hell yeah.
Follow me for more money saving tips, boys and girls. Fuck.
It's just like super simple, or like we've shown that we can do this stuff, but yet
Look,
we still just fuck it up.
if the millionaires want to go to space or the billionaires want to go to space, more power to them. You know why? Because when
Don't come
they
back.
leave here, they fucking create another opportunity for a different person, and everyone gets moved up the chain, and more money comes out to everyone else. That's how I look at it.
True.
You know,
That's true. I keep holding out hope that eventually the younger people will take over power and maybe we'll start fixing shit. But
man,
it's
I don't think you need young. I don't think you need younger. I don't think you need older. I think you just need people who don't overthink anymore.
true. Or
I,
it's too hard because it's like some of these politicians. It's just like they promise you so much, but then they don't give a shit, dude.
no, no, if anybody,
They
I'll
got
say this.
nerves.
I'll say this, and I'll say this anytime, and you might agree with this, and you might be like, "That's the dumbest fucking thing in the world I've ever fucking heard of." Man, anytime that the government has walked up and told me they were going to do me a favor,
Oh god.
it has not ended well for me.
They don't actually do you favors. Their
And
idea of a favor is just fucking you up even worse.
I don't want, and do me a favor, get out of my business. You know,
Yes.
so and I think that's what happens now. You like people are like, we want the younger people to overtake. Like you said that comment, I went, no, we just need people to stop overthinking.
Yeah,
The
that's
hardest
true.
solutions have the simplest answer sometimes. And now the simplest answers will not benefit you to your fullest, but it will still benefit you.
Yeah.
Like
Keep it simple, stupid.
I follow the rule of KISS. Like I had the conversation with my oldest girlfriend the other day. She's 23 and at crossroads in her life. It's like, hey, ask me and talk. Yeah, come on, kiddo, let's talk, man. Let me light this fucking joint. Let's talk about this, and we will solve all world's problems real quick. If not, we'll have a good time fucking doing it. You know what I mean? So I fucking sparked up a joint, and I sat here, and she was like, I'm like, man, you guys got to stop overthinking. I'm like, it's simple. Life is really simple. Just stop overthinking. I'm like, you're gonna get your feelings hurt? Probably. Every day I get my feelings
told no a bunch of times.
You're gonna get told no a bunch of other times. I get told no every day, at least 4 times a day. Fuck it. I'm like, but if you win, and I'm like, just keep it simple. And I'm like, what do you want to do? How do we get there? What do we have to do to get there?
Yeah.
I'm like, and maybe along the way you might find something else that you're gonna enjoy a lot fucking more. Just keep it fucking simple though. She was like, okay. Ah, damn.
She listened, but then she didn't listen.
Probably not.
She's like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Whatever, just keep it fucking simple though, man.
No, it's true. Like it's really not hard. You're gonna get told no a million times. You won't truly know an answer unless you ask the question. And none of us truly know what the hell we're doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but we just take it a day at a time, man.
I'm 40 and just had a fucking mental goddamn breakdown and fucking walked away from a good paying job because it was either that or I was going to up on the 12 o'clock news or the 5 o'clock news in a fucking clock tower.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I do, do I know what I want to do? Fuck no. But you know what? Now I'm fucking enjoying the goddamn ride for once.
You know what you don't want to do though. And that's almost even more important than knowing what you want to do.
And like I always tell somebody, there's no such thing as a bad example.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
You're going to learn
one way or the other. And it's it's so much fun, man. Enjoy the fucking ride. Everyone have a shroom and calm the fuck down.
We're all going to die eventually. All this is ultimately meaningless is what I like. It sounds so dark, but what I always tell myself is like, none of this matters anyways. So why am I stressing so much about something when like in the grand scheme of things, none of this fucking matters and it's all going to work out. So it's honestly helped me a lot with calm and chill out, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. I don't punch people in the face nearly as much as I used to anymore.
Yeah.
I don't get in bar fights somewhere. I'm like, no, it
doesn't
fucking
matter, man.
No, fuck no. It don't matter at all. You gotta go check your kids.
So yeah, they're starting to beat the shit out of each other out there.
I'll do
crazy.
Oh shit, dude. We can fucking wrap this up, man. Fuck. Go take care of your kids, dude. I fucking appreciate you coming on and fucking jumping on here and fucking bullshit. Promote yourself. Do what you got to do, man.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, dude. This was honestly sometimes it's just good to sit down and bullshit and just talk about life. And I gotta say, man, one of the best times I've had on a podcast, just hopping on here and shooting the shit. Follow us. You can check us out. We got new episodes weekly. We do a little more serious business and comic books, movies, TV shows. That's what we're all about at Hops Geek News. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. I'm on the old TikTok these days. So follow us.
Shit.
I am. I started making TikTok videos. And I'm like,
I did the same fucking thing, man.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I have no clue. Dude, I just torment the fuck out of my wife.
Yeah.
If you follow, dude, I'll follow me, follow you. I'll follow you on TikTok, dude. Yeah, I'll find you, dude. And dude, I just torment the fuck out of my wife with it. Speaking with, I think she's home because I can hear the dogs barking. So we're timing this perfectly. Matt, dude, appreciate you coming on again. Follow us on fucking Twitter. Fucking hit the subscribe button. This is just going up on YouTube. This is my YouTube exclusive podcast that we do. Yeah. So, man, we'll do this again, man. I appreciate it.
Let's do it again, man. I can't wait to run it back. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, buddy. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Later.
Bye.